What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you guys are having an amazing Monday. This is the Married to Medicine Hilton Head Here We Come recap. And let me tell you, Sweet Tea is my favorite person out of this whole cast. Can you tell from the picture? Okay. I wanted to get her laughing and smiling and enjoying herself before she had to clock that tea, okay, and get Dr. Jackie all the way together for coming for her. Okay. I feel like a lot of these ladies, whether they're looking down their noses at her from this very, elitist standpoint because she doesn't have, MD after her name, or the fact that she's, much younger than they are, whatever the case may be. I feel like she's really going to have to stand her ground, get them together, because her husband, unfortunately, Greg is he's very passive, and it's annoying, to be honest. Like, I wish that because he, was a part of this group for so long, during his marriage to Quad, that he would talk to them even privately, right? He's in the same age group. He's in the same, educational level. I wish he would step up as a protector, right? I know he's a provider, and that's great, but he needs to protect her because he essentially brought her in to the lion's den. And she was invited by, Dr. Heavenly and the rest of the ladies to join the show. And I feel like ever since she's gotten, to the show, they have really been trying to tear her down. I mean, that's the same thing they did with Quad. Quad, they just voted off the island. It was just like, thank you for your services, in their Shawnee O'Neal voice, right? They flew that girl all the way out to Napa. See, she's a good one, because if it had been me, you're not going to have me on a plane, fly all the way out to California from Atlanta. That's coast to coast. No, I would have needed to go to Hollywood. I would have needed to go to LA, at least for like a week on Bravo's dime. But anyway, so the episode begins with everybody meeting up at Simone and Cecil's house, and they're getting ready, to go to Hilton Head. And so they're eating breakfast. They call Jackie, and unfortunately, Jackie, who's usually very, stoic, and, she always tries to keep a poker face, she broke down crying. I mean, Curtis really did a number on her. He really broke her heart. And she just basically said that they're not coming. They call Heavenly. Heavenly's like, I'm sticking with my girl Jackie. I can't believe y'all did that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not coming. All right, fine, bet. So everybody goes outside to the bus. Phadrea comes, shows up an hour late, and they all get on the bus. There's balloons, and, they're having a good time. So they meet up, and they eventually end up at Hilton Head. They are greeted by a private chef, okay, making crab. I know that's right. He has drinks waiting. He has the whole ordeal, which is very nice. And one thing that Cecil and Simone said to me, and I don't know if they're in a sorority or fraternity or not, but they said, like, the newbies don't get to pick the rooms. Like, it was giving Greek life hazing, if you guys know anything about that. I'm not Greek because I couldn't deal with the hazing. I didn't want to be paper because that's a headache in and of itself. But I was like, college is hard enough without me dealing with that. Anyway, but that's what it reminded me of, right? So, and my thing is, I am so glad Sweet Tea got them together on this trip, because stuff like that, like just little, hazing the new girl, or, the newbies or whatever, the rooms, like people who are insecure. And I've come to find out, not to make this like a philosophical thing, but they're always people who like have to deal with their own feelings of inadequacy or whatever, will always try to enact control or power over somebody else, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? Like the room situation, they could have all been adults in their big ages, okay, like 50 something, put all their names in a hat and pulled, Cecil and Simone, okay, they're planning the trip, they get the master or whatever, the biggest room. But everybody else could have just, left it to chance, been adults about it, but whatever. So they're all sitting down to dinner, and then guess who shows up? Curtis, Jackie, Heavenly, and Damon. And I'm going to say this. I think, to be honest, I think it was Heavenly's idea, because as soon as the four of them get there, she's the one that's like, okay, well, what I missed? What happened? Heavenly gives me FOMO vibes, like fear of missing out, right? And so after she asked that, you know what I mean? They let it rip. So Jackie, of course, being as condescending as she is, she was talking with, Sweet Tea, and she was saying, baby girl this, and just putting extra sauce on it. You know what I mean? Putting 10 on 20. Like Jackie, again, I don't know what that ride over was with Curtis. I feel like she really resents him, and she has a lot of misdirected anger towards people that she feels are subsequently beneath her, right? I.e., Sweet Tea. However, what I love is Sweet Tea said, "Do not come for me unless I send for you." And I'm like, I know that's right. So she clocked it. She was like, you're very condescending. And she didn't use those words, of course, but she was saying, like the whole situation with Quad, she's like, I don't think that it's fair. It's very hypocritical. She was talking in her confessional with her husband, who is quiet as a church mouse. Mike, I mean, I know you're a psychiatrist, Greg, so I know you know how to talk. That's what you do for a living. Like, sir, you need to open up your mouth and say something. But she's like, people conditioned, they can't take it. And she's so right. You know what I mean? And so she's like, well, do I make you uncomfortable? Do you want to put you in the hot seat? And Jackie's like, well, I'm in the hot seat every day. Every time I walk to my office and and I see patients, I'm in the hot seat. Every time I go into the OR, I'm in the hot seat. Every time I see a woman diagnosed with breast cancer, I'm in the hot seat. Every time I deliver a woman with babies, I'm in the hot seat. Bring it. That did not land the way I think that Jackie hoped it would land. Every time Jackie tries to read somebody, whether it's Buffy, Sweet Tea, or somebody, it always lands like, I don't know, it's just awkward. Jackie can deliver babies, but she cannot read, okay? When I mean read, I mean read, okay, in my Nene League's voice. She doesn't do well with that. So Sweet Tea basically, cussed her out. She's like, no, y'all gonna listen to what I have to say. She's like, F you. And then she followed it up with a whole beat. And I'm not advocating cussing. I don't judge people who do, you know what I mean? But everybody has their breaking point. If you continue to push someone and continue to push someone, especially being disrespectful, and they've been disrespecting this girl since the moment she came on the show, constantly, consistently comparing her to Quad. Like, she's a good one seeing Dr.Heavenly. I think it was last week when she went to go get some dental work done. And she said she had to call Gregory, about the charges. And Heavenly's like, well, Quad had all the cards. Like, they're constantly bringing up Quad. Y'all voted Quad off the island. Remember, you voted her off the show. Why do they keep bringing her up? Simply to antagonize Sweet Tea. So they got what they wanted, in my opinion. And then to act all surprised because no one, tells Jackie the truth. And I mean, nobody on that show tells Jackie. The closest was Buffy. Okay. And they got her up out of there too. The fact that Jackie was read for filth on the social media streets because of something that she said, because of her anti-Blackness and disdain for Black women, just recently after, meeting with VP Kamala Harris. Dr. Jackie, I'm excited to see what Mariah Huck has to say on her second part of her interview with Carlos King tomorrow. I'll give you guys an update and a recap about that. But she said Dr. Jackie's definitely the villain. And I'm glad the Sweet Tea clocked it. She clocked that tea. She's not Sweet Tea no more, okay? She got a little spice, a little sour. No, I'm joking. Not the neighbors. I'm sitting here watching it. Wait, not the neighbors with the camcorders. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't see that. I watched it earlier, but I was like washing dishes and doing stuff. I did not see their nosy neighbor out with the whole, not even a phone. He had an old 1990s cam. Oh no, it is his phone. I'm sorry, it's his camcorder. Okay, it's a phone. The way that it was edited, that's funny. I thought it was a big, huge camera. Looked like Radio Raheem with one of those old school electronics. But anyway, so they finished up with a crab boil and they go back to the room, Gregory and Sweet Tea. And he's like, I'm just trying to, make sure you're okay. I don't want you overwhelmed. Like, you should have had half of that smoke for Dr. Jackie or people who is coming for your wife, Mm-mm. I don't like that at all. And then, they're just, yeah, I'm glad she said what she said. I'm glad she got it off her chest. I'm really glad that she spoke her truth. I hope that Gregory, because she come for them. She says that she's trying to protect her husband when in fact she's the one that is the most vulnerable out of everybody. And she's the one that needs protecting. And I hope that Greg steps up and protects her because the only person that clocked it was Phadrea. Listen, she's shady, but she knows how to read people very well because she is a lawyer. She said that, nobody's going to, tell Jackie, the truth. And that Dr.Heavenly is used as a watchdog, essentially, to do her dirty work. But anyway, you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Have a wonderful Monday, and I will talk with you later. I'll see you in the next video, Aces. Take care. Bye.